Hello and welcome back to Severance, Season 1, Episode 7, I'll say? Yeah, okay, 7. This episode is called Defiant Jazz for no reason whatsoever.
No, there's no Defiant Jazz here.
Up the top of this episode, I think I should just mention that our next 2 regular episodes are going to be delayed a week. Because Michael, it's all because of you. He's got work obligations.
I thought we were a team here.
Yeah, I could have still made Wednesday work, Michael. It's all on you.
Send me to the break room.
So please hold on. But it also means that for those of us who are watching the show tonight, we're going to watch it, the second last episode tonight, and then not going to get to watch the last one of the first season until 2 weeks.
You already know what happens.
Are we not doing it next Sunday?
No,
I'm in Melbourne still.
Oh, you're in Melbourne. Oh, God.
They're very quick to point fingers, aren't they?
I know.
You too.
Michael's just pushing a cat down there. I just saw you just shove a cat downwards. I'll get into the episode
In the dance break.
Just interrupt as usual if you have anything you want to add. So we left off the last
about left-hand shoulders that cats just want. Missy hates the right. She just goes left all the time. Nobody?
I have shoulder pads.
Sorry.
I'm happy that my dog doesn't want to go up on my shoulder because she'd probably snap my spine.
Hamish was exactly the same. Left shoulder or nothing. Anyway, my apologies. I interrupt.
It's okay. So we left the last episode where Asal Ragabi met Mark at a college or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it turns out it was the college.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
His gardener turned up.
Yeah.
And had his brain caved in.
Asal tells Mark, come with me, and he follows her as she leads him inside the Gans College lab building and down some stairs. She asks him why he didn't throw Petey's phone away weeks ago, which is a good question.
Yeah.
He asks who she is. She says she helped his friend. Mark points out that reintegration killed Petey, but Asal says the procedure didn't kill Petey if he'd followed her post-op instructions instead of running away. Mark asks if she's a doctor. She tells him she put the chip in Mark's head, which is interesting, and she's still the only one who can deactivate it. He says maybe he doesn't want it deactivated. Asal says maybe his innie does and asks if Mark ever thinks about his innie and if he's happy. Mark says his innie lives his own life and that allows Mark to live his. But Asal says his innie only exists because he does. For all intents and purposes, he is Mark. She asks if he thinks...
So it was at this point,
Yep.
Ben, that already this early in the episode, I had a major this doesn't make sense. To me, I'm waiting for you to tell me why I'm wrong.
I'm waiting to hear why you think it doesn't make sense.
The whole purpose of him manually or, voluntarily submitting to being severed is to kind of get away from his real life, kind of. So I assume, so he doesn't have to think about it, right? That's why he's happy.
For 8 hours of the day.
That's the assumption.
Yeah.
He hasn't actually come out and said specifically why, but he's sort of hinted at that being why he did.
Heavily hinted at. And we see, with the innies, how, they don't know of their life outside. So it's almost like 1 second they walk out and the next second they walk in. They don't know any different. They just feel... And the outies don't know anything about the inside. So
that's right.
Are they not doing the same thing? So how, in his experience, is it any different than him just living his life and thinking his thoughts? And I don't see how it makes any difference to him at all to voluntarily submit to being severed. What does he get out of it?
It's ethical.
No, I see what Michael's saying, because for the outie, he's not getting a break. Because his perception, he walks in and then just walks out again. No, but that's a really good point. But I guess it's like he doesn't have to deal with the whole day, at least.
Yeah, his day's
his whole lived experience.
Mm.
Yeah,
I just don't see how it makes
sense.
any difference.
I don't see why you would choose it based on
If that's
like
why
the
you're doing
emotional
it.
side that we're going for him. Like, I don't get why you would do it because all the time you're not in there, you're still going to be thinking about it. So it doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah.
No,
Anyway,
it's
that
a
was the
fair
thought I
question.
had.
Yeah, I never really thought about that. That's a good point.
Yeah, because we thought about it from the innie's perspective, where he's like stuck in that endless loop, but the outie is now stuck in that endless loop.
We should have thought of that earlier because we definitely saw that with Helly.
Yeah.
Helly's Audi.
Doesn't feel. I don't know. It doesn't feel like an endless loop from the outside perspective because they are going to work and leaving work. Like they're going somewhere with a purpose, whereas the innies are just in an elevator, always opening up at the same spot, not realizing that a whole day has passed. Where the outie knows a day has passed.
And
Okay.
they get to have leisure time and sleep and stuff like
I've
that.
got a question for you.
I'm not
Weekend.
convinced.
I've got a question for you. Wouldn't you like to just not have to deal with work shit and still get paid?
I don't have to.
That's entirely beside the point.
But I mean, yeah. So this case,
I would
Mark's
want to
case
know what I was
specifically-
doing for work.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't care if they're paying.
I wouldn't
me.
like
I
the
don't think
idea
I
of not knowing.
Practice myself, yeah.
Okay, all right.
No. What if
Oh, well,
I was
let's see by
feeling
the end of
baby
the
goats?
Yeah,
series
let's
whether
find
you
out.
change your mind.
Yeah. So she asks if he thinks he's different down there. Maybe he loves his life, but maybe he doesn't. Maybe he dreams of crawling to the surface, but Mark will never know. Mark brought him into the world without his permission based on his desire for emotional convenience. Mark says he's not a person.
I thought-
Sorry, go.
Sorry, I thought that was interesting. Her commenting like, does he really think he's any different down there? Like he is still the same person. It's one brain. It's not like he's going to be. He's just less informed.
He hasn't been lobotomized. He's just, yeah.
And I like the
Doesn't
bit that she
use
goes
words.
over about consent as well. Where
Yeah.
he's just gone and done this to his innie. He just has no say whatsoever, no agency, nothing. Sorry, you were going to say, Michael?
Doesn't she say something like he is a newborn in there or something like that? Like she makes
Yeah.
a child reference as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
they make it kind of earlier on as well. Sorry, I've gone dark again. Okay, we are. About it being like they're newborns, but they still have like all the general knowledge and muscle memory and all that stuff, which is kind of weird because you would like they talk about things in there that like when in the other episode when Dylan
Oh, how
mentioned the
does he
muscle
know
show.
about muscle stuff? Yeah, how does he know
Yeah,
muscle
like how does
stuff?
he know about that? His outie would have that knowledge, not his innie.
Yeah. How does he
So
know
I guess
what
there's some
fun would be?
stuff that carries over. It's just their personal life, which is kind of.
How would you isolate that exactly?
We should write to Ben Stiller, I guess, and ask.
Yeah. Or the author
That's
of the book.
it
I'll get my
starts
notes
to
out.
feel like the realm of you don't think about that bit too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark
Magic.
says to Asal that his innie is not a person. Asal believes he wants to do what's right for both of them. Suddenly, and this is disorienting, Mr. Grainer enters the room and greets a nervous Mark. And I was like, wait, what happened to Asal?
During this whole thing, I'm going, whoa, plot twist. Oh my God, he's in on it. He's not a bad guy. And I was going, no, you idiot. The whole
I thought too for a second.
I've even seen
so
it and I thought that
confused.
this time as well. I was like, oh, is he in on
Yeah,
it? And I'm
I
pretty
was
sure I thought it the first time too.
Yeah, I was just so, and then she was like, no, he was going to a campus, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, I'm back now.
Well, if we'd watched it back to back instead of days in between, I
Yeah.
think maybe you would have.
Yeah, so when Mr. Grainer first appears, I'm like, oh shit. But then when as they start talking, he asks, Mark asks, do we know each other? And Mr. Grainer tells him that they work together down there because obviously Mark is not supposed to know who he is. Well, actually, wait, he doesn't
Yeah.
know who he is.
No, he doesn't.
He's never met him before.
No, he
That's
has no
right.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've only met Mr. Milchek outside of
Yeah.
work. It seems like.
Frightened, Mark gives away Asal's presence, which Mr. Grainer questions. assuring him that they are friends. Suddenly, Asal runs up behind Grainer and smashes a metal baseball bat onto the back of his head. As you do to your friends. After he falls, she hits him a couple more times just to make sure.
Yeah. Keep going bye-bye. There's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
She orders Mark to help her move him, which he reluctantly does while panicking at the side of Grainer. He's really having a panic attack. Yeah. At the side
he wants to throw up. And she's like, don't throw up.
Yeah, it's DNA.
Don't you dare throw up in here.
Yeah. He helps Asal drag the corpse, leaving behind a massive pool of blood as they drag him.
Oh.
And Mark
They
stresses...
don't drag it far.
No, they don't.
I'm like, why does she need his help to begin with? Anyway.
Mark stresses to Asal that he works with Mr. Grainer, but she assures him he doesn't, horrifying him upon learning that Mr. Grainer is the head of security on the 7th floor. Mark prepares to throw up from witnessing the murder, but Asal forces him to hold it in, warning that his DNA could be splattered all over the murder scene. She gives him Mr. Grainer's security card, which gives him full untraceable access at Lumen. She tells him to take it to work tomorrow because his innie will know what to do. Taking Petey's phone from him, she says she will take care of the body and orders him to get rid of his clothes. Still in shock, Mark hesitates. Asal tells him that she'll be in touch, which I'm like, how? Anyway, they will...
She did take Petey's phone, right?
Yeah, how will she be in touch exactly?
But if she's the
guess she'll
surgeon
just
that
show
put
up.
the thing into his head, she's clearly got access to his personal details.
That's true. She says she'll be in touch and they'll finish.
Well, she's not going to work anymore.
No, she's definitely
they're
not
hunting.
working there anymore. Then she screams at him to leave. He rushes out of the building and basically vomits outside. It's like
I thought that I was like, did you do it right outside? But I think he had gone a bit away because he was in a tunnel and stuff. I think he had waited a good distance.
When she kept ringing the phone, she was looking for Petey, or she was looking for Mark to answer it.
Well,
I think she was looking for whoever Petey last was speaking to.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because she knew
That's
about
who
Petey.
Yeah, she would have said
And
that.
because she knew the phone was still on and still, because the calls were still going through, obviously.
Right. Okay. So she didn't know who, but she recognised his voice because she's
met him,
observed him. Yeah.
She injected the thing in his head.
Yeah.
At home, Mark gets a trash bag and puts all his clothes into it. He hears a sound and quietly ties off the bag, which he hides under the sink. Alexa appears and asks where he was. And at this moment, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. She was there.
She's still there.
I was so confused by this point. I was like, wait, he left while she was still there and just like disappeared for all this time?
I find it so funny.
What?
Would you do that? Where like someone, okay, I haven't
leave
had
a
some
stranger
rando
in my
over.
house? No.
Yeah.
No.
Even if it was someone I knew, I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't sneak out. If it was someone I knew, I'd be like, I'm going out. I'll be back.
Going out.
Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
like,
Mark
and then they'd be
says-
like, "Why are you going out? I'm here."
Yeah,
Stupid.
it's like, look, I've got important other women's stuff to do, okay?
Some murders to witness, you know.
So Mark says, I was just getting water. But she says, look, I heard your car. Mark plays dumb and she says, you're being weird. And I think this actress, she does a really good job here. I've never seen her I don't think I've seen her in anything else, but I thought, she plays her role really well here.
And she gives him the out to pin it on his wife.
Yeah, he says, maybe it was a dream, but she's been awake for an hour and he was gone the whole time. He was only gone an hour. Okay.
I thought it was longer, but that's still a long time to just
It was
disappear.
his old work, so it wouldn't have been too far away, I suppose.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point. Mark says he's
Well,
sorry.
he probably wasn't living where he was because that's the Lumen housing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So Mark says he's sorry, that he just needs to drive a little. She says if he's okay, and he says their relationship is kind of a big... It's like, you fucking liar. Relationship is kind of a big deal for him. She asks if he wants her to go, and he says, maybe. It's just like, oh, Mark.
Yeah.
You fool.
That bit wasn't great. He also, though, she knows he's been outside, and she's come into him standing in
He's
his
standing
underwear.
naked.
So he's just stripped in the kitchen, and she's like, well, okay.
Yeah.
Totally normal. Yeah, well,
you reckon
maybe that
she's
was
in on
her.
it?
You're acting weird.
Yeah,
Do
can
we
you talk
reckon
about what you
she's-
messaged after we finished recording last week? You were
Yeah,
you
we're
were
not
talking
up for it
about
yet.
how she
Oh,
had
yes.
last week.
Oh,
Yeah.
You
So
talked about how you're going.
I mentioned that when the second date that they had, Mark or she, one of them mentioned that she'd recommended a lactation consultant, and then we see
Yeah.
it's never
Yeah.
said specifically that she recommended Mrs. Selvig, but if she did, whoo boy,
Yeah.
But they were interviewing more people as well.
yes,
So they weren't just interviewing Mrs. Selvig. So
Good
one
job.
of the people that she recommended, it might not have been her, but that's the only one we've seen. So it's not a
Okay.
bad assumption though either.
yeah.
I thought you were also suggesting that the doula had been Alexa, right? Had also been recommended.
No.
No. Okay.
don't think
Because
so.
that's why I sort of reacted to it. I'm like, hang on. So is there like a whole cycle going on here that has sort of set up her delivering the baby of his sister?
Although,
And I thought that's what you were
based
saying.
on how this episode ends, I
Potentially.
don't doubt it.
Yeah.
Because, well, rightly or wrongly, I had that in my mind during this scene, like assuming that there was, a decent chance that she was in on it. But the way she reacted didn't really give me that impression.
I think the way she reacts the second time as well doesn't give that impression. If she was planted there to
She would try
spy
to
on
stay.
him or whatever, she would try to stay. She would coming back, and she wouldn't. I don't think she would leave so easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
'Cause
think
when
she
you
would have
said-
given it away that she'd noticed he'd gone.
True. Because when you suggested that, when I thought you had suggested that she might have got recommended and there was sort of like a cycle thing going on, it then got me thinking about the fact that she had been to the concert with him when he was, shouting things about Lumen and getting right in on it, and like that she was sort of spying on him out there and also seeing the daughter and Petey, and like there was just a whole bunch of things going on. But maybe I misunderstood you.
No, I was.
But
more-
feel
you
like
asked
if-
Ellie, do I think she's in on it? And I don't know now because the way she reacted made me think she wasn't.
She's
Yeah.
either very good actress because it still feels very Truman Show-esque,
Okay.
choreographed.
Yeah.
Or
With
scripted.
I feel like if she was in on it after Mark had gone to the concert with her and seen June and sung about Lumen and all that stuff, he would have had another wellness check.
Okay.
Because that information would have gone back to Miss Selvig. She saw him at the
You mean
funeral.
Miss
He's
Coble,
like,
but
let's.
Whatever we want to
The
call
same
her, it doesn't
fucking
matter.
person.
Okay, I've got another
Harmony.
question for you then. Does his sister and her husband know that Mrs. Selvig is Mark's neighbour yet?
She mentions that
This
I can't-
shot.
she
'cause I
did
can't
mention when she
remember.
went over that Mark had said that she was having issues, which I don't think he ever told her, but she said Mark
Yeah.
told him that she was having issues
Okay.
latching,
All right.
and that it was implied that they knew each other when she first turned up there.
Okay. All right, I'll continue on.
I don't think Mark knows though.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting little. Hello.
Yeah.
The next morning, Mark sees the badge on the counter and pockets it. He takes the trash bag out and throws it in his trash can outside. Mrs. Selvig notices this as she exits her house and notes that he usually takes out his trash in the early afternoon. He says he's just getting a head start. It's just like,
Stalker
man,
much.
you are... Yeah, Jesus Christ. You got my schedule down to a T there, haven't you? She notices
He
he's
also
troubled.
shouldn't have put it in his own bin,
Yeah.
just quietly.
But honestly, who else?
That part really upset me.
Yeah, he's going to put it in her bin.
Yeah.
She notices he's troubled and offers to talk over a cup of tea. He says he's going to see how the day goes. At 8:06, Mr. Milchick tests the new door at Macrodata Refinement. It works. He steps inside and
A lot
tests
of
it again.
times.
Yes, he
Which
tests
also
it
works.
a lot.
Then he turns on the department lights and goes into the bathroom where he retrieves the card that Dylan stole.
He
Mr.
really
Milchick-
wedged it in there.
Yeah, Mr. Milchick comes
good
to Optics and
hiding spot.
Design, where Bert and Felicia are working at separate stations. He goes to Bert and gives him the missing card. Bert says Oswald will be delighted. Now they can focus on final preparations. Just really weird language used.
But also in this is more
Reticent.
he feels like he's been brainwashed. Like you can tell he's been to the break room because he's so can't think of what word to call it, but deflated
Passive?
almost. He's not his usual
Energetic.
self.
And he does make reference to the break room again, almost like, "Oh, you're going to
Yeah.
take me to the break room again." I don't think he
Yeah.
says again, but it's sort of implied.
Mm.
Because
Yeah.
the last time Milchick saw him was when they were, when
Yeah.
they were found in O&D, right? So
Yep.
Yeah.
That makes a
Yeah, yeah.
difference, though, knowing what happens later, though, that he could just say it as an aside, knowing that on his last day they're not going to put him in there.
They don't know. He didn't know it was his last day at this point. I don't believe.
No,
Probably
he didn't.
not,
Yeah,
because
no,
of
he
what
didn't know yet.
Milchick says.
No, he doesn't know yet. Because Mr. Milchick says he's got a surprise. But
I think
so
okay.
So Mr. Milchick looks at Bert's
Yeah,
work
it's
and
in-
says it's outstanding. He says Bert has been a good leader for the department, deserves something special, and that's when he says. That's all he says. He doesn't tell him what it is. Bert hopes it's not a trip to
okay.
the break room.
But he
His
also,
trip-
he also when
his
he,
trip
when
from
he,
yesterday
when he gets
was
the card
enough.
or whatever, he
does say that
reference
he
to
went.
something almost finishing, but before he gets, like, one of the first things they say, well, like when they get the card, is that it's almost finished.
Yeah, he
or
says
something's almost done.
now we can focus on final preparations. It's just like for
Ah,
what
right.
exactly?
Which I know may not be his career. It could be anything. It could be whatever their mission is or anything. But, yeah.
whatever weird exercises they're doing with the cards.
Mr. Milchick assures him he's not going to the break room and tells him to stay tuned. Back at the lift, Mr. Milchick welcomes Dylan to work. Dylan asks what that was. Mr. Milchick has Dylan walk with him and explains that what happened is called the overtime, because Dylan has just basically woken up from being in his closet at home.
Yeah.
And the actor who plays Dylan is actually a comedian as well. He plays this so well. He's like on edge this whole time. He's like asking questions constantly.
Him in this whole episode is pretty phenomenal.
So Mr. Milchick has Dylan walk with him and explains that what happened is called the overtime contingency, which allows them to wake up workers off-site occasionally. Dylan asks if the boy was his son. Mr. Milchick says he agreed to count to 1,000, an agreement he violated. It's like, it's a kid.
And he's so angry.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for you.
Yeah.
He pressures
Also,
Dylan.
did you hear his counting? He couldn't count to 1,000 if he wanted to.
He pressures Dylan not to tell his colleagues. Dylan asks if Mr. Milchick
That'll
can
work.
tell him his son's name. Mr. Milchick says it's probably better not to know. Mr. Milchick offers
That'll
to
work.
find some special perks for Dylan since it's been a rough quarter. Yeah, bribery. Yep.
There's a lot of bribery in this episode.
Yep. Mark arrives at work and gets ready. He looks at Mr. Grainer's badge and then looks at Judd, the security guy. He hasn't gone down to the lift yet, who isn't paying attention to him. He puts the badge in his pocket. Mark enters the elevator and is greeted by Mr. Milchick, who when he arrives at work. Mr. Milchick is there to escort him to his desk, saying it's a new protocol. Mark is surprised by the new door and asks if they're locked in now. Mr. Milchick says it'll ensure they're tucked nicely into their workspaces, like always a nice little spin on, yeah, you're locked in here.
Bug is a bug.
Mark asks if Mr. Grainer ordered this. Helly, Irving, and Dylan are already at their workstations. Helly asks Mark what this is. Mark just asks Irving and Dylan how they are and turns on his monitor. Mr. Milchick tells someone on the phone that Mr. Grainer didn't come in. He says everything is fine, but he's wondering where they are. Mrs. Selvig continues to demonstrate a pose for breastfeeding, then has Devon try it with Eleanor. It works, and Eleanor latches.
I'm sorry.
That baby
you
is
did
not
see
a real
what
baby,
she did to the doll.
by the way.
Yeah, I know, but still,
threw
when
it.
you're
she's
working
just like,
in that kind of
now
environment,
you try it.
yeah, you do not treat the dummy dolls
Yeah.
like
Did
that.
you see
at
that,
all.
Michael? Like,
She
I
just
don't
goes,
think I did.
Mrs.
No.
Selvig is like, oh, now, and
Throw it
then
to
you,
the
then you
side.
just lean them forward and wait for them to latch, and then she just goes, now you try it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
missed it. Oh, I don't, yeah.
it would have given the child concussion or bent in its little, what are the unconnected things on the skull? The
Yep, platelets,
Yeah.
sudden
yep.
F or something. Yep.
It was a very aggressive way for someone in that profession to act. It
Uh-huh.
felt.
We cut to another scene with them, and Mrs. Selvig and Devon are laughing over a story Mrs. Selvig tells of someone trying to hand express with toilet
Oh,
paper.
and they're just squirting everywhere.
Yep. Devon thanks her for her help. Devon asks if she needs to get to the store. Oh, so they do know. They do know.
Yeah.
Because then Mrs. Selvig has that, like, whatever store. Mrs. Selvig says they can do without her because she's having fun. It's not like she has a fleet of helpers. Devon admits that she doesn't. She tells Mrs. Selvig about meeting Gabby. She thinks maybe Gabby was severed to give birth, like Lumen, which is something that didn't occur to me.
What?
Like-
Katie mentioned it.
Did you?
I
Last
thought
week.
she was severed.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
specifically say to give birth, but I thought she was severed.
Okay. Like Lumen does
If it was
for
to
people
give
going
birth,
to work.
that's even more handmade.
Yeah, that's a bit crazy.
It's much worse. Some would say.
Mrs. Selvig thinks maybe it was just the birth that made her forget. Mrs. Selvig asks Devon why she thinks Mark's severed. Devon says it was right after he lost Gemma. He tried to keep teaching, but he couldn't. Mrs. Selvig asks...
Sorry, I just have to put in there, I reckon her outie is where all the innies are. As in, the person that she is outside is the one that's been...
For Gabby.
yeah.
Well, I think her outie was her outie when she was about to give birth. And then her innie was the one that... Because she didn't recognize her. She didn't know who she was. So I think her outie was giving birth, her innie...
In a
was-
secure location, yeah. And that
Her innie was the one that she met when she was
park.
in the... Yeah, thank you.
because that's
Was the
step
feeling I
one.
got.
Yeah.
That's an interesting
control
point. I'm not sure if I can. I'm not sure if I can definitely say which is which. Just because when she first met her at the snow retreat or whatever it was, she was weird, but she was also weird at the park.
She was
She's
definitely
weird
weird both times. But but in saying that, she was definitely severed or something at one of those times. But even if it was to make her give birth, she still knows either way. Whichever side of her was severed, she knows
that she's severed.
She's pregnant. Or was
that
pregnant.
she's
or is now.
that she has babies because she has 3 kids there and she has 3 kids there. So
and
either
you
way,
can't, it's
doesn't-
not like an overnight
unless it's
thing,
just-
getting pregnant and having a baby.
unless you're
Thanks,
severed,
expert Ben.
Yeah.
not have to remember the whole childbirth experience.
Well, here's another thing. Because what we see in the park is her innie, I reckon her outie doesn't get much time.
That's-
like they're holding her.
The vibe I was getting. That's why I thought her innie was the one at the park because
You
I
were
feel
saying
like
it's sort of
that's
like Stepford
the
Wives, or was
controlling
that
way to
you,
do it.
Nelly?
Yes. Yeah. It's both of us. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, all right. So Mrs. Selvig asks if he ever talks about his wife. That's Mark. Devon wishes he would more. When Mrs. Selvig's husband died, she thought she saw him everywhere and it was hard. She asked if Mark ever thinks he sees his wife, which is an
Please.
important question this
Said this.
episode.
Yeah.
As soon as she said that, both Mum and I went, "She's alive. She's alive somewhere."
I didn't, so maybe something's wrong with me.
Oh, really? It was such a weird question for her to be asking,
I
and
thought
because you
too,
know
yeah.
who she is as well, I was like,
Oh,
"There's
you're right. But I
there's
didn't.
no
She's
absolutely no reason she would ask that question."
It is a very strange question.
Hence why later on I'm saying, yes, I know who it is. It's it. Yeah, anyway.
Didn't know in what aspect she would be alive, but I assumed she was alive.
Yeah. Okay, so Dylan is working on Eminence, which is 33% complete. Irving comes to Mark and asks what happened to the soap labels. Dylan says they all know it's soap. Irving thinks it's a question for optics and design. He's just desperate to go to optics and design.
Yeah, I love this part. He's just got to get there.
Mark reminds him that they can't go anywhere.
Can I
Sorry?
just go back a sec? Sorry, I know we've already moved on. Yeah, so if they did take her because she was already alive, was that just actually what they wanted, or were they doing that to get Mark inside as well, or are they just interested in getting as many people as they can? Or
well, at this point, if we're going to pretend that we don't know anything else,
I'd say
spoiler: his wife's not dead.
By only having
yeah,
the inactive.
but like, I didn't for a second think his wife was where she is. Like when we find out at the end, that's not at all what I thought. I thought she had just been taken somewhere.
No, I'm just thinking ahead.
But I don't know.
The thing they had in the corridor, I'm like, nah. And then as soon as he starts taping it up, I'm like, oh, it's So I
did
reckon
not put two and two together.
No.
His wife is currently only active in the innie state. Then they're like holding her captive, I think. That makes sense.
At the end of the episode, that was my feeling. But I mean, Michael, to what you were saying, they must have wanted Mark because he's the only one being watched the way that he is. They've obviously taken his wife to do something.
She seems to have a special affinity for him.
Is he progeny maybe of Egan's? That's why she's quite...
I was just thinking that. Is he a descendant?
Yeah, which is why she's quite... what's the word?
Obsessive?
Yeah, obsessive, yeah.
You don't think his Audi would know that, though?
No.
Like, I get his innie not knowing it.
They don't really talk about
it's been a long line of
family.
them. It's
I haven't
not
talked
like
about their parents, have they? I think.
There was a comment about his father being a bit of a drinker, but aside from that, not really anything.
All it takes is 2 generations and you can lose touch with your grandparents, especially if there's been like a division in the family where they married someone that they didn't want them to marry, which could have been, it would be more so a male descendant could have chosen to go off the radar because it's a lot easier to, as a male, drop off. Whereas females, when you give birth and stuff, it's something that you really don't want to do unmedical wise. So males are a lot harder to trace, I feel. So I reckon, well, this is a pie in the sky kind of thing. It's potentially, if he is a descendant, that his grandfather, disappeared because he wanted to do something different. He wasn't.
I'm all for theories, Nelly. Anyone else got a good theory?
That is the kind of thing a story would do.
Yeah.
No other theories?
Yeah, I'm not anti that. I just don't see how you wouldn't know any of your family history at all. Like, I get, I guess the grandfather would not want to. Yeah.
Yeah, or the person
be a bastard.
Your father was
Definitely,
not your father.
That's all it takes is your parental body to deny you information, basically, or give misinformation.
Yeah.
That's all it takes, and then just gives you excuses, and then you just don't think about it.
Okay, that's a bit crazy.
So the woman we saw who gave birth inside, is she the only one who's been sort of used like that because she's with the senator, or is there a chance that Mark's wife is also in a similar situation?
I think there's 100% more people who are like that.
Yeah, I think when the reveal that that woman, the politician's wife, might be severed, is a pretty big, wide open, because up until now we're always like, no, it's just the severed floor, that's it. But now we're finding out actually there are people out in the world
they can do remotely.
Severed.
And it makes sense now while that mind, whatever they were, group was like talking about the legalization of being severed. Because at that time we kind of only knew it as people wanting it for work.
The Mind Collective or something? I can't remember exactly what they
call it. Something like that.
And if she has given birth in there, is it to Mark's child that he's going to meet later?
Oh,
you think she's given birth?
I hope so.
Interesting.
Oh, maybe that's why they killed her off.
They want an heir.
Maybe that's
Yeah,
why they took her.
Ah,
They
yeah.
want an heir,
And
maybe.
Mike-
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. I love it. Okay, I'm when I edit this, I have to.
I didn't
make note of
immediately
this.
jump to the.
I've got two
to the,
theories to note now.
So it'd be a
I
toddler
didn't
by
immediately
now.
jump to her having been severed to give birth
yeah, I didn't think
for
of
his
that.
wife. So
Sorry,
All
you'd
right.
started moving on to the next scene, Ben, and I was just
No,
thinking
no,
on
no.
the last one.
No. I love
Good
it.
call,
I love
Michael.
it. Yeah. Okay, I'll get back to it. So Irving is just like, oh, I think we should go to O&D and ask them this question about the soap dispenser labels. Mark reminds him they can't go anywhere. He gets that Irving is worried about Bert. Irving is worried that Bert is being punished for their visit, which we know he definitely was.
He did, yeah.
Dylan says, if only someone told him it was a bad idea from the start. Mr. Milchick
but he
wheels-
says it in such a way, it's not his normal
yeah.
Yes.
snarky
He's not-
self.
yeah,
Like he's
there's
pissed
more
and
to it, yeah.
agitated, annoyed.
Mm.
Like,
Mm.
Mr. Milchick wheels in a cart
I
for a... Sorry, go.
I was going to say, I love how Irving sort of pretended that he. I don't know that was an important thing. Like he'd obviously
Yeah.
thought, now, what
Yep.
reason can I think of to?
Yeah.
yeah. How will
Makes
we know
sense.
it's soap?
I know how we'll fix this. Let's get O&D.
It's like a child, like coming up with weird excuses for things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
So Mr.
A lot of their
Milchick...
behaviour is quite childlike. So
Yes.
that's just a side effect of Severed.
Yep.
With-
At least that's the way
especially with the
it seems
kind
that
of
way.
guidance and treatment they're getting from Milchick, because
Yeah,
his
that's the way they're
his
treated.
treatment of them is very much how we try and like in a primary school or Katie with the early education, like a way
Yeah.
of inhibiting bad behavior kind of thing.
Katie loved working in early
Here's the
education.
positive swinner.
Yeah.
Because that's the way they're motivated, and they can do that
No, I
because
didn't like
they're
working for the
controlled.
company I worked for, then. That was loved the kids.
It comes back to control.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they've got total control.
All right, Mr. Milchick wheels in a cart for a 5-minute music dance experience. It's a perk for Helly reaching 75% on Sienna. Irving says Helly's actually at 73%. Mr. Milchick says to him, it's been a tough month for all of them, and he thought a little frivolity would help. He says she can choose one genre and one accessory. She chooses Defiant Jazz and a Maraca. Milchick urges them all to participate, even though it's Helly's experience. Dylan stays at his desk and continues working. The music
He
starts.
also disses their choice of instrument, doesn't he? Or was it Irving that said
Yeah,
something?
it should have been, someone said it should have been the castanets. I would have
Yeah.
chosen
Yeah.
the
Oh,
castanets.
I think it was Irving. I think said Caston.
Yeah, I think it was Irving too.
So the music starts and Mr. Milchick starts does something to the lights and they start going like red and white and stuff like that. Yeah, red is a great
Who'd have
color. to
thought
have
they
right
would have.
Michael's screen.
Yeah,
Yeah, who'd have thought they would have wired up all those office lights to be able to change colours?
Definitely LED technology.
I like
'cause
actually.
halogens, you couldn't have them in that environment. It'd be a sauna in there
Mm,
if we're
yes,
going with
definitely.
the old technology vibe.
yeah, I like your background. Just reminded me that when this started, Helly, they all seem like they're actually starting to have a good time.
Enthusiastic about it, yeah.
Yeah, Helly, that's what was going to be my comment about it.
desperate.
Helly doesn't fight back on it. She doesn't do anything. She joins in and
Because-
is excited to be, like, she's the first, she starts dancing with
Yeah,
him.
Because
They could have
music,
put on
like,
those
this is-
party hats, though. Look at them
But
just
this
sitting
is
there
her
on
No,
the
that was
trolley.
experience with
Only
music.
one accessory, Michael. She picked the maracas.
Ah,
I
Mum
didn't
also
realise
commented
that party
during
hats
this
was one of
scene,
yeah. I didn't realize until you pointed
Mr.
it out.
Milchick looks and the vibe everything's giving is 70s porn star.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally.
And the kind of dancing he's doing, and the kind of dancing on people to get them to dance as well.
Yeah.
I'm
With,
into it. I'm into it.
Dylan was not into it.
Not having it. No.
No.
So, Mr.
I
Milchick
wouldn't
and-
be either.
Yep, Mr. Milchick and Helly dance together for a bit. Irving also starts to dance, and then Mark does as well. And Mark just does the feet not moving, just
Yeah.
sort of
Sean,
thing.
when,
Katie, I think-
when Irving started dancing, Sean said, "Oh, hang on, Irving has been told that his Audi is a great dancer.
That's
Is he
very
about
true.
to find out that he's
Yeah.
not a
Great.
good dancer?" But
I
it didn't.
forgot that.
there.
That's a good point.
Also, the whole 70s vibe is from what he's wearing as well. the tighter
Yeah.
sweater with the higher neck. That is
Mustache.
very 70s. Yeah.
So Mark,
Oh yeah, the mustache is
Mark
what
briefly
makes it.
notices the card, the extra security card in his pocket while they dance, and just quickly puts it back into his pocket. Mr. Milchick dances near Dylan. I personally think, just maybe back off a little bit, okay? Who keeps working for a while, but then Dylan turns around and
happens
pushes.
to our personal space bubbles.
Yeah. Then pushes Mr. Milchick into the music cart, asking him what his son's name is, and biting him on the arm. The others pull Dylan off Mr. Milchick. Mr. Milchick stands and says that Dylan broke the skin. He promises to report it to Miss Coble. Dylan is unfazed by that and offers to go see them together because he's correctly assuming Miss Coble does not know about all of this.
About his son.
Mr. Milchick says that to him when they greet him.
Yep.
And Milchick's face just kind of goes like, freezes up as if he's been caught.
Yeah.
Which made me feel good about what I said last week, that maybe they're working independently and not knowing each other. I also thought, so that's why he came in with just the white shirt, because he normally doesn't come in with just a white shirt like that. He's normally wearing a jacket or something, isn't he?
Well, it's hard to dance in a suit jacket, I suppose. He really wanted to get into it, obviously.
But really, I think it was just so that the bite mark showed up on the clean white shirt.
Because definitely a suit jacket would be really hard to bite through as well.
Michael's
when he
always
came
thinking
in, I
about
thought,
production.
that's different. I just thought, why are they suddenly bringing him in dressed differently?
Yep. Okay.
It is quite hard to break skin too, because we've got cow teeth. And it's just those ones, because he would have had to have done a fair bit
Must have got a real
worrying
mouthful.
at it.
I think he was pretty angry, if I had to guess.
So
don't dance up on someone like that.
Yeah, you definitely. I will.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lesson for me, really. If I ever feel like
That's
dancing,
consent
which
too.
I don't think is going to happen for the rest of my life. But if I do, just personal bubbles, all that stuff.
Next time we got party at your place, Ben.
And also, biting's
Put
just
on
like
those
another
Disney
kid
tunes.
behaviour.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Because they don't have any other knowledge or reaction of like, what do I do? I'm angry. I'm just gonna,
Bite.
It's usually fists or bite.
Mr. Milchick
And there were
leaves.
no baseball bats to hand, so
What a shame.
Make his head explode like a watermelon here.
Yep. Mr. Milchick leaves, saying the music dance experience is officially cancelled. Once Mr. Milchick is gone, Dylan explains the overtime contingency to the others and how Mr. Milchick woke him up at home and he saw his son, and his son hugged him and was happy to see him. Then Mr. Milchick pulled him off and it was over. That really doesn't sound right. Pulled him off, eh?
Took the kid off of him. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that wording, but
Remove the child
okay.
forcefully.
Yeah.
Now Dylan is supposed to have that in his head and never get to see his son again. Helly says they could use this. If Lumen can wake them up on the outside, they can do it themselves. They can find what they use to control it and see the outside. Find out who they are. Irving is sure the controls are somewhere they can't access. Mark pulls the black card out of his pocket and asks if Irving means the security office. He says he found the key card in his pocket during the music dance experience. He must have had it when he came in. Helly asks why his Audi had it, but he doesn't know. Helly thinks it's time for a field trip. Dylan is worried about other security guards, but Helly's only ever seen Mr. Grainer. And Mr. Milchick can't be everywhere at once. Helly asks if Mark knows where the office is. Mark says he does because Petey saw it during a fire alarm and showed him. They can do this. Mark tells Dylan to stall Milchick if he shows up, Mr. Milchick if he shows up. Then he uses the card to open the door. It works, and the door opens. As soon as they're out, Irving's just like, okay, see ya, I'm going straight to optics and design to make sure Bert's okay.
Like the fact they let him come with them.
How do you think he was going to get back in the room?
I was thinking that the whole time.
At
It's
that
like,
point.
But he wasn't
I don't
thinking
think he
about
cared.
yeah.
No, he didn't care.
A different question. Like when he was given the card by what's her name out in the college, is it just coincidence that he got it on that day, or does she somehow have knowledge that he would need it on this day? Like when she says, "Your innie will know what to do with it."
It does seem
Is
very
it just
timely.
coincidence?
I think coincidence. I think coincidence. I don't think it was.
Well, because no, I see what
I guess
I
she
see
could
what
know
Michael's
they were
getting
waking
at.
him up.
No, because Michael's saying,
Look-
are they in a state where it's like possible that they're defiant, so they might use it rather than handing in? That's what you're getting at, right? How would she know
Well,
they
yeah.
wouldn't just hand it in?
And it could just be like narrative coincidence that doesn't matter. But I guess I'm asking more for is there something that she knows or still has
So also, she could have
power to
triggered.
observe or
She could have triggered their knowledge of where she was, kind of thing, as a lure for him to come out as well. So she could have done something a bit more obvious that they were able to pick up on and pinpoint something. That makes sense, to lure him
So then
out.
Grainer showed up.
Mm. She might have chosen to lead them there, kind of thing.
like, does she
Potentially.
know that Dylan is so upset right now, or that things are coming to a head in some way? Like, has she
I don't
Mm.
still
think
got knowledge?
necessarily, but I think she knows that they're still kind of child-esque. And so him finding that, he knows that's not something he should tell people. Like his outie brought it inside. So what does that mean happened outside? Like I feel like he, despite, even if they were not defiant,
They'd still have that
he would
tendency
still
to
keep
do
it a
it.
secret.
Because she would
Okay.
have the knowledge
he-
of
He
how
was
far
on
the
that day,
experiment's
even?
gone, though.
It is
I
very
think that
convenient.
was just circumstance. Mm.
I think that was just TV show magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she would have the knowledge of that all the other severances haven't gone so well either, that they all maintain that they get to like that certain point where they've just had it up to pussy's bow and they're just, anything would push them
Had it
over
up
the edge
to
kind
what?
of thing.
Not an expression I've ever heard in my life.
You're full up to pussy's bow.
I think I've only ever heard Nelly use it, but
Okay. That's my
or
man.
recently.
again.
No, I do know what you mean. But
I know what it means. I
means.
can guess what it means, but I've never
Yeah,
heard
you know,
it before.
I used a context clue to figure out what it means, but it's still weird.
Yeah.
I thought he had more to learn.
All right.
Yeah, I was like, is this going to be
Australian
like the friggin'
colloquialism right
children's
there.
rhymes again? Okay.
How many humps does Alice have then?
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry. I'm making fun of you.
Okay, all right. Sorry, just getting back to where I was. Okay, so Irving heads straight for optics and design to make sure Bert's okay. He says he'll be back. Mark and Helly go in the opposite direction down the security office, down toward the security office. Mark uses the card to enter it, and I like how when he's using it, he's like, I don't even know if this is going to work, but let's see.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a room filled with monitors. Helly finds what they're looking for, a panel with names on it, including theirs. She finds a binder with
Did
security...
anyone pause at points to have a good look at what was on the wall?
No, but I did
wanted to
notice
go
there was
back
a
and do
lot
it.
of panels.
Yes,
yeah, and where
definitely.
their names appeared, like there's only the 4 of them. Yeah.
They were
But
all
there
their
was
first
more
initial and then their
listed
surname,
names
right?
around them.
Or was it their first name
I
and
think
their
it was
last
first
initial?
name with
First.
initial, yeah.
Which is the way they normally refer to them.
Yeah.
There was
Ah,
big escape room vibes in this security office.
Helly finds a binder with security protocols as Mark sees a monitor showing that Ms. Coble is on the elevator. Helly isn't worried, but Mark wants to leave. Helly pulls the overtime contingency plan out of the binder and puts it back on the shelf. We see a shot
Where's
of Ms.
Dylan
Coble.
at this point?
He's in the office.
He
still.
stayed back to stall if
Oh,
Mr.
that's
Milchick
right.
came.
Yep.
And
Sorry.
when they said that, I thought, oh, how's he going to stall him? And then I thought, actually, no, right now, he could totally stall him.
Yeah.
And actually, we sort of skipped something, which was their explanation of who should go. And he said, I'll stay here. I've already seen what it's like on the outside. I want to
Yeah.
give you guys a chance as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Which is pretty nice of him.
Yeah.
Then we see a shot of Irving walking through a hallway. Ms. Coble runs into Natalie, the PR girl.
Yeah,
It
it
was
seems
looking
like
for
he's,
her.
he's going to run into Irving. Sorry, Nelly.
Yeah, I thought she was going to run into Irving as well.
Ms. Coble, Natalie says she has the board on and tells Ms. Coble that Mr. Grainer is dead. Ms. Coble is shocked. Natalie says the board finds this troubling and wants to know if Ms. Coble knew he was missing or if she'd spoken to the police. Ms. Coble thinks the person who killed him is the same person who reintegrated Petey. Natalie reminds her that the board has not acknowledged reintegration as possible. Ms. Coble says it has happened and she has the data to prove it. She'd be happy to share those in person without intermediaries. And it's just like, I don't need
She's saying that like right in her face so that she's talking into the
Yeah.
Yeah,
audio
and
video.
I
Maybe
like
Helly's
this.
not the only one being defiant in this episode.
And I
A
like
bit of
that
jazz here too.
You can clearly see how uncomfortable Natalie is in this situation. She says the board agrees and will be available to meet with her at the Egan Family Gala next week to discuss it further. Ms. Coble looks forward to receiving further details.
That
Okay.
seems like it's going to be important later.
And it felt like she'd won something.
The episode 9.
Yeah, it felt like Harmony won What's Her Face 0
Yes.
kind of thing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Counter.
Yeah. It was like, you held it over me last time. Now how does it feel, bitch? We see Irving arrive at Optics and Design to find them having a party. He sees Elizabeth and Felicia among the happily chatting employees. Back with Dylan, he's upset that no one was in the security office. What? Oh yeah, so Dylan's upset that no one was in the security office. Mark says it's probably enough that they think they're being constantly watched. Helly is reading the page she pulled out and says there are a lot of steps, but it's pretty straightforward. Dylan quickly memorizes the pattern, which he attributes to him being super smart. It's just... Mark says...
You did get it very quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't it like flip, switch,
Yeah, it was... I can't
switch,
remember. It was
switch or something? Yeah.
And not just memorized it, but kind of understood it.
Yeah.
Mark says doing it means one of them has to stay behind after work. Oh, this is when Dylan volunteers to be the one since he's already been out. Helly says it seems to be a 2-person operation, but Dylan has the strength of 2 men. Helly shows him that there are 2
But I'm not
switches.
sure he has the reach.
Yeah, he is a pretty smaller guy. You know, Helly shows him there are 2 switches to hold on, open on opposite sides of the door.
Side of the door.
But Dylan insists he can do
Also,
it.
Talking about Dylan, though, the whole time when he's confronting Milchick after he bit him, I kind of got pulled out of the episode a bit just because where his glasses on his nose changes in the switching back and forth.
Oh.
Sometimes
This is
it's
something
quite
nice.
low on his nose.
So is
and
this
then-
your
Oh, I didn't
coffee
even
cup
know that.
thing? Is that what you're
I
saying?
don't know. It just I saw it and then I couldn't stop
Didn't
seeing
notice.
it, and it just
No, I
kept
didn't
annoying
notice.
Yeah, I
me.
didn't notice.
Sorry.
So, but this poses the question though, like when he was doing it with Milchick on the outside, who was the second person pulling the lever?
Yeah.
Probably Mr.
Yeah.
Grainer, I guess. We don't actually
Who did
know.
he contact to say, well, Mr. Grainer was out?
And it seems like Mr. Milchick was working without the knowledge of, Harmony, or so who else did he have helping him pull the second lever?
That's a good
Could
question.
have been the 2 tech guys that were installing the door.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure
Very
it
good
just could
question.
have been after hours people. Yeah.
Good question, Michael. Good question. Mr. Milchick wheels in a television and the optics and design employees applaud Bert. Mr. Milchick notices Irving and says he'll have to get the doors looked at. In the meantime,
I do love it how he was saying it. It's great for Bert with all his friends here, and like he didn't say interloper, but and someone from Micro Design, yeah, as well as he sees him in the doorway.
In the meantime, he plays a bye-bye video that Bert's outie recorded. He talks about coming home feeling satisfied and fulfilled. They've left an impression on him even though he doesn't know any of it. I love the
Again, what
Came across
world
really
does he live
arrogant.
in? He comes home feeling satisfied and
I love this whole video because he'll like say something really heartfelt and then say, even though I've never met any of you.
Yeah.
It's
And
just
they start
so
going.
But it felt like a whole load of bullshit, especially
Yeah.
at the end when he's like, oh, yep, we're done.
Yeah, it's like he was reading a script or something.
Yeah.
So he thanks them.
But
and
Irving
Sorry, go.
is basically saying, right, so you don't remember anything about me at all. I mean nothing to you, basically.
So he thanks them and congratulates his innie on retirement. Irving is horrified that they're just going to let Bert's innie die. He asks if they're being punished for defying the guidance of their founder. Mr. Milchick says that Bert's outie is retiring, which will happen to Irving someday. Irving says Mr. Milchick isn't severed, which is a pretty
I
big
wondered
thing
when
to
this
say in that
happened.
room.
I'm surprised they know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what were he must have figured it out. The fact that
Because
Or do
he
they
was
just
out
know because he's
activating
the
Dylan.
mediator between the
Or just
innies and
He'd
outies.
just seen Dylan, like Dylan
Yeah,
had just
because-
described seeing him on the
Yeah.
outside. Is that why?
Yeah,
That
and
must
that
be
he was
why.
able to perform the procedure to
No,
turn him on
but
and
they
off
can't
outside.
remember the procedure. The innies can't remember the procedure.
No. But Dylan described how he was in a different place to what the normal, like on the lift kind of thing. So he knew
Yes.
he wasn't on the 7th floor.
Yep.
So he made the connection that Milchick can go on the 7th floor and outside and not be severed.
I actually suspect that
I'm not
there's
sure
probably
why
a cut.
else he would say it.
Something was potentially cut from this episode that would have made it probably them coming to the realization that maybe Mr. Milchick isn't severed, because
Yeah.
he does sort of say it out of the blue, even though we're all like, oh yeah, of course he's not severed, because it's like it's relying upon the audience's knowledge rather than the character's knowledge, because they don't know that.
I just assumed they did.
Okay.
Like, I just assumed that maybe they knew that I mean, during the whole thing, I didn't think until this point, but I didn't go, oh, they've come to this conclusion based on Dylan. I was just surprised that they knew. Like that, I mean, I guess he does relay information from outies and innies.
That's true, he does.
And like when Mark called in sick, he said to Mark, your outie sounded very sad to not be coming in. Like, so
okay.
maybe
And
they
I think
just
at this
knew.
point, Irving just wanted to throw a spanner in the works in the hopes
definitely.
that
He's
he
not happy.
Yeah.
derail the train. Yeah.
Well, just
Well, I
another
think he
thing
was
that I
also
think
like, you
of it-
don't understand at all. Like, you don't understand at all how this feels, what it feels like to be an innie and maybe not exist one day.
Another thing I thought about the editing of this episode, when the episode started, it was like about 45 minutes or something. It was a bit shorter, and I was like, oh, wasn't the last one sort of about an hour? And when we got about, 8 or 9 minutes in and they killed the security guard, I thought, oh, that kind of feels like much more like where the episode
The last
was
episode
maybe
would have ended.
initially intended to finish, rather than
Okay.
when she just sort of ducked off down the hall. Like, it was much more cliffhangery. Oh my God, what's going to happen next week? But it was almost
Yeah.
like they decided later, oh, actually, there's sort of too much that we have to show in the lead up to that, and they moved it. Yeah, I'd be curious to know whether that's what happened,
Well,
or whether I'm just
Also, a
talking
lot of
shit.
people try not to have a jump the shark at the end of each episode too, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was also just weird that it was sort of, if I'm not mistaken, it was like an hour followed by a 45 minutes, but this sort of happens 10 minutes. Like they're not even the way they are.
And the
Whereas
intro
I think
was
they've mostly been about even.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it's possible that the show was originally 10 episodes, and maybe they edited it down to 9. I don't actually know, because this was all during COVID when they were filming it.
All the episodes are different lengths as well.
Okay.
All of them are. Because I've been trying to figure out how long an episode is, and some are like 45, 47, 50. I'm like, I don't know how long this show
Okay.
is.
All right.
Hi, Sean.
Irving says
She
Mr.
phases in
Milchick
and out.
isn't severed. He walks out with his memories and no one can take them from him and make it like he never existed. Milchick orders Irving to go back to MDR. Bert says it's wonderful to have Irving there and asks Mr. Milchick to let him stay. Mr. Milchick says Irving can stay for Bert's party if he behaves himself. And another, like, child thing. It's just like, what?
Child thing, yeah.
Yeah. Irving agrees and Mr. Milchick prompts... Sorry?
Sorry, I've just looked them up, and if this AI thing's right, I completely misremembered. It's saying the previous one was 40 minutes and this was 47. So
Okay.
Maybe I was talking rubbish. Sorry.
Unlikely.
That's
Irving
kind.
agrees, and Mr. Milchick prompts them all to say goodbye to Bert. And they basically all stand in a line and just to shake hands with Bert, which is another...
It's a very fast party.
Yeah. He puts on a record.
Oh, and did you see their melon party is a lot more elaborate than the...
They get watermelon. The other guys
Yeah.
didn't get watermelon.
Mr. Milchick puts on a record and they take turns shaking Bert's hand, ending with Irving. Then they all enjoy watermelon. Lucky them. We see Mr. Milchick escorting Irving back to MDR and dropping him off. Once Mr. Milchick is gone, Irving tells the others they should burn Lumen to the ground. And I love that line.
As soon as he said that, Mum and I both went, the episode's ending.
No, but it's not.
We just assumed that would be the end, and then it kept going, and we're like, oh, okay.
We cut back to
It
Mark.
lives on a much bigger cliffhanger.
Yeah. Mark. We find Mark drinking at his
Sorry.
kitchen bench.
Also, when Mr. Melchick is leading Irving through the corridors and stuff again, that just gave me so many vibes of being at work when you're expecting all the little kids to be following you as well. And you keep doing the head check, kind of, yep, they're still coming, kind of thing.
Yep. Yeah, he definitely did that. So Mark is reading articles about Gans College just to see if there's news about the dead body turning up, I guess.
Yeah.
There's a knock at his door and Alexa is there. She left her phone there. Mark tells her to he's drunk. Mark tells her he's a surprisingly good actor. I believe it. He seemed drunk. Mark tells her to make herself at home and says he found
Why
her.
surprisingly good?
I've never seen him in a dramatic role. That's what it is.
No. Yeah, neither.
And he does it really well.
Yeah,
I mean, he's not a
very
good actor. But anyway, yeah.
Drunk, obnoxious, very well, yeah.
He says he would have dropped it off, but he doesn't know where she lives. She asks if he's okay, and he claims he is. She decides to go, saying he's not ready for a relationship despite his insistence that he is. He thinks it was too much to talk about Gemma. He tries to prove that to Alexa that he's over her by ripping up a picture of Gemma and throwing the pieces. Alexa leaves anyway, which is, I think, the smart decision.
Wise. Very wise.
Mark follows her outside and saying that they can talk about Gemma all they want. Alexa says goodbye and gets in her car. Mark watches her go and says Gemma was extraordinary. And this whole time he's like sort of incredulous that she's leaving. Do you remember? It's sort of like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like,
Why are you going?
and you're like
I'm
hello?
a delight. Yeah.
Mark goes back inside after realizing, shit, I shouldn't have torn that picture up. I love her so much. Collects the pieces of the picture and starts taping them back together. Once he's done, he looks at the picture, which reveals that Gemma is Ms.
isn't
Casey.
all the time he's saying
His finger is
stuff
over
about
her
her as well.
face as the whole time
Yeah.
he's taping her
Yeah.
up until the last shot.
But as soon as he starts doing it,
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, it's the therapy lady.
Did you
It's the
think it
therapy
straight
lady.
away? I did.
Yeah,
The
as
first
soon
time I
as
watched
they
it.
just
Oh, I
start us
had
on
no
that, I'm
idea.
Like,
What about
because
you,
she's the
Michael?
only
Did you see
other
that coming?
female.
I knew it was going to be someone we knew. I hadn't gone through the thinking about who it
Mum
would
thought
be.
it was going to be Helly.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'd
That
arrived
didn't occur
at.
to me because the timeline doesn't work out.
I
Yeah.
think I did say to Shana, "Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be?"
And
Or,
because
something like that. But I don't
he
think-
met
who did
Ellie
Sean
the
say?
first time she was severed as well in the car park.
Ah.
Remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you think it was going to be anyone in particular in the photo at the end?
I did not think it was going to be anyone we knew.
Didn't think it was going to be anyone we knew.
Okay. Okay.
She's
Even though
dead. Why would a dead person matter?
she's dead. Why would a dead person matter?
She's not, Sean. She's not.
Oh,
Yeah.
can you just get a Sean check on is she enjoying it yet?
Are you enjoying it yet? Actually, you can talk to the mic. That's probably get you. No, it was a.
Oh, that saddens me.
Gunda.
Yep. I've killed Sean's interest in anything I ever suggest.
She did just start the Way of Kings, though. So
that's true.
either you're going to be redeemed or you are in big trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad she liked Warbreaker. Okay, anyway, sorry, that's the end of the episode. Fantastic episode. Definitely a big pivotal reveal. In fact, quite a few reveals in this episode. So what do you think we're going to head to in the end of this? How are they going to engineer this?
They're gonna end up at that party.
Okay.
The
yeah.
senator.
Egan,
the
Egan
Egan-
family
the Egan
gala.
thing.
Even family pun.
Yep, okay.
Is that too
I-
much? It's a bit of a stretch.
I don't think all
Two
the
episodes.
workers will get to go.
Yeah,
someone is
that's
gonna-
too much. Probably.
Someone is going to have to stay to flip the switches. And Dylan's already said it's going to be him.
Mark's gonna
But, okay.
and
I've got
Mark, I reckon,
okay.
because they want Helly to get out.
So a question. Everybody is scheduled to leave at a given time.
Mhm.
So
How are they not going to leave?
yeah, it's like how's that going to work? I mean, how are they?
Yeah.
I don't know what oh well, I technically do know.
But they
what
know
they're gonna
Gardner was his name.
I mean, you obviously
Mr.
do
Grainer.
know.
Yeah.
do. Mr. Grainer. Yeah.
Yeah, they must.
No.
I think they've figured out
Oh.
that something's up with him because he has his key. nobody was in the booth and that they're not
No.
being
But
observed. all the
Judd
time.
would be waiting for them to come out. He's there sometimes and not there other times. So it's hard to know if
No
Judd's
one-
going to be there.
Elf knows enough about security to go check is
But
anybody using his
I don't-
badge.
I don't think
Yeah.
they have to. I think they just have to make sure she goes first, and then they've got 15 minutes. So once she's upstairs, they've got like a 2-3 minutes of where they can switch her to her innie in the
I
car
hadn't
park
thought
as
about
she
that
leaves.
at all.
Also, won't somebody
But
realise
they wanna see where
that
she-
Mr.
they wanna
Grainer's
see about her
security badge is
timeline.
getting used?
No, someone said it's untraceable. You said that in the reading of your thing.
No, that's what
Because I had been thinking about.
that's what that woman said. But I was like, surely,
Yeah, but she
surely
would
the
know.
badge is attached to a person, and they would know whose
There's
badge
no
it is.
way that that is not in any system.
They mustn't. They probably haven't realised it, but surely they're going to.
Well, maybe it's Grainer. One of his jobs is to track that their department kind of access.
Yeah, no
stuff.
one else.
Yeah,
There's
I mean,
only
they
one
couldn't have
person
It
got a
who
better
doesn't seem like
person.
there's any other security members since they were able to get into the security office.
Yeah.
apart from the guy at the other end of the elevator.
I just feel like they're
Yeah.
running on short supply of people being there of their own volition, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So that it's a pretty small fish pond. I don't know.
I really liked that line at the end where Irving comes back and says, "Let's burn this place to the ground." He's just like so
Yeah, I
pissed
love
off
that.
because he's been like the
I
straight man the whole
absolutely
time.
love
Sorry,
Irving
Yeah.
used a bit of language too.
he
Yeah.
did. He did.
Whatever he called Milchick,
Yep.
was sort of fairly strong.
Yeah.
It is,
But okay.
it is kind of curious, actually.
Oh
what,
yes,
what you were
he did the mother trucker, I think, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Totally did. Yes.
You're right. I mean, they just say to Mark, "Oh, yeah, the other people in the street haven't moved in yet," and they're like, "The other people in the office haven't moved in yet." Well, yeah, why go to all that trouble? Are they actually short of people? Before, I just assumed, it's just a story they're telling them, just so it's more believable or something. But you go to the trouble of building all those houses and all that stuff, or
I
are
don't
they
think
actually
have
short?
to live there.
No, it's because they did have planned expansion, but then the departments ate each other by that depiction.
Oh, so your
Okay.
theory
So I
is
reckon that
the big thing happened. The big
that
thing
was
that Dylan
real.
was talking about. Yeah.
I reckon we're on take 2 of being severed. Because the first severed didn't work very well, giving them a bit more autonomy. So now we're on severed version 2,
Generation
where
2.
they're a bit more. Yeah, they're a bit tighter. They're changing a few parameters.
Yep.
Because where are all the little white mice and the?
Yep. Severed the
Well,
next
Didn't
generation.
they talk
Gotcha.
about someone having been severed for 7 years or something like that?
Years.
Bird.
I said, didn't they say 10? Because we
Bird.
talked in the last
Bird had been
recap
working
about
there for
Yeah.
7
two-
years.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So Bird's
But
been
this
severed
kind
for
of
7
stuff
years.
would take a while. But yeah.
Okay. All
And
right.
I presume that's why they would have initially had trouble getting people to apply for severed jobs, which is why they made off with Mark's wife and all that kind of stuff. And now there's a lot of people non-consenting severance going on.
Okay.
And I know I mentioned it ages ago, but I'm still carrying my theory that Helly is someone really important based on what they said
Not letting
early
her
on.
go.
Yeah, I'm
I really
hanging
want,
on to that.
like I've said before, I want to know her backstory. Like, I want to know
Either
why
her or
she's
Mark.
there.
Okay. That would be cool if she was. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Then that's it, guys. Very excited
See
to
you in
watch
a
the
week.
second last episode, and suckers who are watching
We
this.
won't see you in a week, Katie, because we're missing Michael, and then you're still. It's what?
Yeah, but I
gonna
can
be
do
Wednesday
Monday.
week? Okay. All right.
I could do Monday if we want.
All right.
Okay. All right. Anyway, yeah, sure.
It'll be later.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. See ya. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.